Hello and welcome to the JB Wargamer 87 YouTube channel, and today I have a special book review to do. So I'm going to be doing Aeronautica Imperialis, so it's only right that I have a look at the book itself. So Rynn's World Air War, I'll be doing Rynn's War Air War, and in another video I'll be doing the Taros Air War as well. So in my 40k games I'd like to have the aspect of air warfare, space warfare, if they did sea warfare as well, which I don't think they'll do. But then obviously you've got the 40k rules themselves, so integrate them and hopefully they'll bring out epic as well. So specialist games is what I love, as well as the regular games of Warhammer 40k. So the first specialist rulebook 40k specialist game is Aeronautica Imperialis. Big fan of the game, always loved it, and I'm really looking forward to doing some battle reports as well on the channel. So here we go, Rynn's World Air War campaign book. So let's have a look at the aircraft. We'll go through the stats of the aircraft and see how good they are. So here we go. So again, it's beautifully produced, and this book review is a bit late, but I wanted to do it now because it's important for the channel. So let's have a look. So here we go. So Rynn's World Air War. So the war in the 41st millennium. So this book mainly features the Imperial Navy and Aeronautica Imperialis. Actually, it's Aeronautica Imperialis in this one versus the Orc Air War. This is Orcs mainly. So at the time, the aircraft that came out was the Marauder bombers and destroyers and the Thunderbolts for the Imperial Navy, and then you've got the Orc heavy bombers and Orc Dakka jets. So there you go. What you'll need. So you've got the basic rules and what you'll need. It's very cool game. I'm going to try and collect all the mats, and there have to be official mats if possible from Games Workshop to keep in the theme, and all the tokens I'll try to keep within the theme of official product. So there you go, so that's the base. So you've got maneuver tokens numbered 1 to 8, and stall, spin, structure points, and tailing, which is really good. Aeronautica Imperialis. So here we go, it's beautifully produced. Can't wait to play this game. I've already played a few games already. It's really good. Really good. There's one or two things that they'll need to improve on, but I'll explain about that a bit later as we progress. But other than that, it's absolutely fantastic game. I love the colours as well, subtle colours, the theme of the book as well. So here we go. Squadron list. We'll go through the rules a bit later on for the aircraft. So that's a Marauder destroyer. So you've got name, class, points, special rules, structure, throttle, minimum speed, max altitude, handling, transport, fuel, weaponry, and then you've got fire arc, firepower, damage, and then ammo. And you've got additional weaponry. And that's only points is worth as well. So there you go. The rules. So you've got phase 1, which is choose maneuvers. Then you've got phase 2, initiative, so you roll a dice. And then tailing fire, aircraft, that is tailing aircraft. Is determined previous end phase may fire the tail effect. Yeah. And then you've got movement, firing, and then end phase. Pretty straightforward. It's kind of a bit like X-Wing, but I actually prefer AI. Artificial intelligence. No, it's Aeronautica Imperialis. I do like X-Wing, especially X-Wing 2. They really have made some improvements to that game. But as I'm a huge fan of Warhammer 40k and how they're structured and things like that, I do prefer Aeronautica Imperialis. So really cool. So I won't go through the rules in detail as such, it's really for the aircraft, but we'll just have a look at the rules and the book itself. So what their strengths and weaknesses are with the Thunderbolt. There you go. Climbing, crashing, diving, things like that. And then firing. Very, very cool. Damage and things like that. Ground fire. The end phase. That's pretty much the rules there. Ryn's World Air War. So here we go, this is all the narrative behind the Ryn's World. I mean, look at that poster. We rule the skies. So there you go, you've got a blueprint of the Marauder destroyer. It's an amazing model. I know a few people that have got this model, the official Forge World, and it is huge. It's a very, very big model. Thunderbolt. And then you've got the campaign map. It's very, very cool. Fly Boss, Gobnitz, Sky Stopper, Stomper. Brilliant. Then you got the Orc Dakajet blueprint. Bit more narrative here. Air War Rages, scenarios. So the scenarios you can have. So you've got Bandits Over the River, Straggler, Search and Rescue, Garrison Relief, Troop Landing, Bombing Mission. Right, okay. So you can roll if you want to, so choosing a scenario, or you can just choose one. Okay. Reserves, things like that. Okay. Right, so you've got the standard dogfight mission, which is aircraft against aircraft. So that's pretty cool. And then you've got Bandits Over the River. Again, I'll be going through all the missions through Aeronautica Imperialis. I'm going to keep going through them, give a bookmark, and just keep repeating the process. Search and Rescue, Garrison Relief, Troop Landing, Bombing Mission. So those are the missions in here. And the campaigns. You can do campaign play if you want to. I may incorporate this into our games to increase the abilities in our aces. Experienced aces, experience level. Very nice. Very cool. Then squadron lists. So here we go. This is what the video is mainly about. So, the Imperial Navy. This is what I collect. The Imperial Navy. So, you've got a Thunderbolt fighter. Now, that's increased in points now. I think they are 23 points now. They've FAQ'd that in the latest update. And furthermore, the great thing about Aeronautica Imperialis is that now they are doing, I think it's called Flight Squadron or something like that. They do an update on every month, and it gives you extra missions as well. So it gives you an update on that as well, and possibly new releases. So it is really, really good. So here we go. The Thunderbolt. What are its strengths and weaknesses? So here we go. So the Thunderbolt is a heavy fighter in the narrative. So it's not really an interceptor because it's not as agile as other aircraft, but it is a fighter. So it's designed to. It's like it said in Dan Abnett's book when I was reading. The Thunderbolt loves the pleasure of killing, whereas the Lightning has the pleasure of manoeuvring. So if you read that book, I highly recommend it. It's a really, really good book to listen to. So yeah, so you got the Thunderbolt, which is structure free, which is good, because with the extra damage of 6+, it's 2 damage. You see from other more heavier caliber weapons. So other aircraft may suffer, but the Thunderbolt is good. It's a very well structured aircraft. So structure free, throttle, transport blank, fuel blank, because obviously it's unlimited, and then transport, we can't transport anything. Throttle is 2, so to accelerate is pretty good. It's not too bad. So 2 is the standard. Ace maneuvers, so 1 to 6 is very, very good. So it's more maneuverable than Orc jets, which is good, but it's not as fast as Orc jets. The handling is pretty good as well, so handling of 3+. Min speed of 2, so if you go below that you start to stall, and then max speed is 6, which is good, and if you exceed that, the aircraft may break apart. The max altitude is 5, and if you go beyond that you may go into a spin. So then let's have a look at what it's equipped with. So quad autocannon. So the range, so if you're in close range, it's 2 shots with 2d6. But then the Imperials are good at medium range, so it's 6 dice. So it's good. And then you've got long range is nothing, you can't shoot. And then the damage is 4+, which is pretty good actually for an autocannon. Pretty good. Then you've got the twin las cannon, which is 0 at close range. And then you've got 2 shots at medium range, and then 1 at long range. So 2 las cannon shots. It's very, very good. So needing those 5s, of course, because it's dog fighting. Yeah, 2 is good. 2 shots for las cannon. And then other missiles, so additional weaponry. So for ground attack, you can equip a pair of Hellstrike missiles. So short range is 2, medium range 2, long range 2. So that's good. Damage is 3+, and then ammo 1, so you're going to use it once. So, but this represents 2 missiles firing on each wing. And then ground attack. Each, so extra damage on a 6+, so you roll to hit, and then you roll for the damage, and if you roll a 6+, it's an additional damage to ground targets. So it's good. And then a pair of Sky Strike missiles. So you've got 0 at close range, and then you've got medium, which is 2, long range 2, which is good. Then aerial attacks, designed to intercept other aircraft in midair. And then an extra damage of 6+ on a roll of 3+, which is good. And then you've got a pair of wing bombs. So this is good at close range, so it's 4 firepower. And then damage of 2+, and then extra damage of 5. So it's good for clearing ground targets. The Thunderbolt isn't really a bomber. It's a fast bomber. So there's other aircraft that are better than the Thunderbolt when it comes to ground attacking. But we'll go through it. It's more of a hunter, like a fighter. Lots of firepower. It's good for anti-aircraft. So yeah, it's a very good escort aircraft. So that's good. And then the upgraded version, the Thunderbolt Fury. So I won't go through all the stats again because it's exactly the same, except for one particular, or 2 particular things. The Thunderbolt Fury is now 25 points. They've FAQ'd that now. And then the Avenger Bolt Cannon. Now, this has completely changed the doctrine of fighting. Now, this is probably one of the best aircraft that the Imperial Navy has because of this weapon. The Avenger Bolt Cannon is 3 at close range, 7 at medium, and 0 at long range. But damage of 4+, extra damage on a 6+. it's an absolutely superb aircraft. The only drawback is its narrative. The narrative says that the ammunition runs out very quickly. So you run out of ammunition very quickly in a game, but in the game it doesn't matter. Maybe that what they could do is that they could have a limited ammunition, like for example, it would be up to 10 turns or something, or sort of like 6 or 8 turns maybe. So, but the Thunderbolt Fury is a frightening aircraft to come against. People love them. You may, if you're going to go for competitive play, go for Thunderbolt Fury. It is a must. So the way that I've structured my Thunderbolts is that I've done squadrons of, of wings of 4, and then for the wing commander, he's going to be piloting a Thunderbolt Fury. The rest will be regular Thunderbolts, just to make it more narrative. And of course, all the weapons are magnetized. If you've seen my review video on my collection so far. So yes, so the Thunderbolt Fury is a very, very good aircraft to take. Very reliable aircraft, very good firepower to have. So there you go. Thunderbolts are good, especially the Fury. So do take that into consideration. So here we go. Now, the Imperial Navy Marauder bomber, or in Aeronautica Imperialis, Marauder bomber. So let's have a look. So it's a class bomber. So structure is 5, so it's good structure. Throttle 1, ace manoeuvres 1 to 3. So it's not as manoeuvrable, obviously, as the fighters and other lighter aircraft. Handling is a 4+, which is actually pretty good considering it's a bomber. So it's not too bad. Minimum speed of 2, max speed of 5. So it's pretty fast for a bomber. And then max altitude is 5. So then you've got, it's equipped with a las cannon, dorsal turret, rear turret, and bomb bay. So let's have a look at this. Now, obviously bombers are designed to take out ground targets, and you'll see with this stat. So las cannon at the front is a 2021, damage 2+, unlimited ammo, extra damage on 6+. So it's las cannons. Dorsal turret, all round up. So it's a 320, damage of the 5+. So there's twin heavy bolters on the top, and it's an aerial attack. Rear turret. So rear is 320. Again, it's like a heavy bolter, but it's a tail and aerial attack. And then you've got the bomb bay. This is where things get ridiculously powerful. So bomb bay is firepower at close is 8, and then a damage, and then a 0/0, and then you've got 2+ to damage, and then ground targets attack on a 5+ additional damage. So buildings and fortifications, just beware, you're going to get blown up. And the way the bombs that drop in the game is really, really realistic. So no complaints there with regards to that. So Marauder bomber is a dedicated standard bomber for the Imperial Navy. They may be doing a heavy bomber, I'm not sure, because the Orcs, one of the new releases they're having is that they're having a heavy bomber or mega bomber or something like that. So absolutely fantastic, brilliant stuff. So it can be equipped with Hellstrike missiles. Narratively though, it'll be equipped with additional wing bombs. So obviously it's going to be a payload of bombs. But for defensive purposes against other aircraft, it can be equipped with a pair of Skystrike missiles. It can be equipped with them. So there you go. Right. Now, the Imperial Navy Marauder Destroyer. Now, Marauder Destroyer is a class bomber, but I would say that this is a strike bomber. Yeah, this is a strike bomber, and you'll see why as I go through this. Right, so structure is 5, transport 1. So you can transport troops, which is quite interesting. Actually, no transport here, but it can transport 1. Okay. Okay, throttle of 1, ace movers 1 to 3, handling of 5+. So it's not as agile in handling as the Marauder bomber. The Marauder destroyer has less handling ability because it's a bit bigger. Minimum speed 2, max speed 5, max altitude 5. Now, this weapon is frightening. Autocannon, front at the front, so at the prow. So you got front 6 at close range, 9 firepower at medium range, 9 dice. Super powerful, and then long range is 0. But 9 shots with autocannons, very frightening. Don't go in the nose of the front of Marauder Destroyer. Dorsal turret rounded up, 3-2. 0, so 5+, unlimited. Rear turret. Now this is equipped with a tail twin assault cannon, which is 6 shots at close range, 3 at medium and 0 at long. So it's good, very very good weapon to have. And I think it's same points, 27 points, and Marauder bomber is 23. Okay. Bomb bay is 4 because there's only 1 bomb bay as compared to the Marauder bomber's 2 bomb bays. So it's 4 0 0. So it's extra damage on 2+. That actually has 3 ammo. This has 3 ammo as well. Okay. So yes. Now, narratively speaking. Now the Marauder Destroyer, in my opinion, in game, is not a very good fighter. I say this because of one thing, which is the manoeuvres. It is very sluggish, but it is very, very good at ground targets. Absolutely superb against ground targets, in my opinion. The one thing you have to be careful of with Marauder Destroyers is the handling. If you go into a spin, do not go into a spin, because if you're in a spin, you've got to recover on a 5+ and a single d6, and if you keep failing, it's going to crash. So don't put it in a spin, just keep it and precisely go for the ground attack. So it's really designed against ground targets, especially ground defense turrets and things like that, and anti-aircraft batteries. So I think this is what its main role is, because it's equipped, in the narrative, it can be equipped with a whole load of Hellstrike missiles, up to 8. So, yeah, really, really good. So I won't go through the stats there, because we've already been through that. But, yeah, it is good. Ground attack is what its main goal is. It can take out other aircraft so long as you have the main weapon in arc. But you have to be careful with Marauder Destroyers. If you have ground targets, take a Marauder Destroyer. They hate them. The enemy hate them. So anyway, ground defences. So we've got Hydra Flak Battery, structure 2, so that's how many hull points it's got. Now the firepower at close range is 6, which is really good. And then 4, and then 2, and then damage 5+, effective altitude of 2, ground to air fire. Okay, that's fine. Then you've got the Manticore Missile Battery. Now, bearing in mind, in the narrative, there are different types of Manticore missiles. So this is the anti-aircraft variant. So structure 2, so it's firepower 2, 1, 1, damage 4+. And extra damage is done on a 5+. So maybe it should be a 3+, but I can understand. It's only a ground battery. It's only 7 points, but I have a set of them, which is really cool. And you've got Imperial Aces. So it's all the same, except max speed is 7. And then you have Flight Commander Daigor Gennari. Aerial Hunter. Once per game, when targeting an enemy aircraft that is at lower level of altitude than this aircraft with air-to-air fire, you may add 1 to the modifier for each of the firepower dice when rolling to hit. Wow. So normally it's a 5+, you'll be hitting on a 4+, so long as he's above you, above the enemy. Absolutely fantastic. So it gives you a bit of a narrative of him and his aircraft. So then you've got Flight Lieutenant Galius Barrett. So his is called the Executioner, his is called the Blue Devil. This is... yes, the changes here. The handling is 3+, so it's a really good handler. This moves 1 to 3. Yep. Okay, fair enough. Right, okay, so here we go. Gaius Barrett. Ground attack. When an aircraft with this pilot upgrade makes a bombing run, you may re-roll any rolls of 1 when rolling to hit with wing bombs. Yes. So this only applies to the wing bombs, not bomb bay. Okay. That's fine. So let's go through the Orc Dackerjet. It's the Orc Dackerjet. So, structure 2, it's a bit flimsy. Throttle 2, ace maneuvers 1 to 5. It's pretty good considering it's an Orc fighter. Handling is a 4+. It's not as stable as the Thunderbolt and other aircraft. Min speed of 4, so it's super fast. Max speed of 8. It's 8 hexes. Max altitude of 4. So this is where the Thunderbolt exceeds against the Dackerjet. It is better than the Dackerjet in my opinion, because especially with the character's special rule, he's going to get +1 to hit. Yeah. Because there's difference, max difference of altitude, you see. Oh, well, actually, if it's the same altitude, it doesn't count. So it won't be hitting on 4s, there's always 5s. But if he's above you at 1 difference, there's always a 5+. Normally it'd be a -1. So it's good. Dackerjet may be equipped with additional weapons for 2 points each. Okay, so quad big shooters at front is 8 firepower, 4 and then 0. So the strengths of Orcs is you have to fly in fast, get in close, lots of shots. That's what the Orcs are good at. So getting close for the Orcs. And then you can be equipped with a pair of rockets. So it just says rockets, nothing additional. So 3, 2, 1. And then a pair of wing bombs. And then 4, 0, 0. And then damage of 2+, extra damage on a 5+. So yeah, good. It's pretty potent actually, at close range. Pretty potent. So here we go. Right, the fighter bomber. Okay, Orc fighter bomber. So structure 3, throttle 1, ace maneuvers 1 to 4, handling 4+, min speed of 3, max speed of 7. So that's fast for a bomber. Now this is lighter than a Marauder and a Marauder bomber. So fighter bomber. So this is designed to take on aircraft and do bombing missions, whereas the Marauder bomber is designed to bomb ground targets, and the Marauder destroyer is a strike bomber, in my opinion. Even though it says bomber, I believe it's really a strike bomber, which is what it's good at. So it says here it's class fighter, you see. So quad shooters front of the 840 again. Limited ammo, turret big shooters. So you got a 3, 1 and a 0. And then tail gun, it's just a 1, a 6+. So that's pretty cool. So, yep. Most people just take Dackerjets in their list. I can understand why people don't take fighter bombers because of their handling and ace manoeuvres. Yeah. Because you may as well go for Dakar jets. But I like fighter bombers, they're great. From a narrative perspective, get them all. Don't care. Pair of rockets, pair of ring bombs, all the same. Now, pair of big bombs is rear 6 at close range, medium 0, long range 0, 2+ damage, ground attack, extra damage on a 4+. Wow, they like their high explosives. Just superb. Okay, now we've got the Heavy Bomber. Now the Heavy Bomber is structure 6, transport 2, so it can transport units, which is pretty good. Throttle 1, ace manoeuvres 1 to 3, bit sluggish, handling of 5+. Minimum speed of 2, max speed of 4. So it's quite slow for a heavy bomber, but it's higher structure points though than the Marauder. So max altitude of 4. Okay. Nose turret, so 420. Dorsal turret 320. Port big shooters 630. Starboard big shooters right side down 630. Bombs 400. 2+ extra damage and a 5+. 28 points. It's pretty loaded actually. All the same equipment as the heavy bomber, but it's a 600 instead of a. No, it's the same. It is the same. Okay, so that is the heavy bomber. Now this is a bit of Hollywood here. You've got to have a bit of this. So you've got a Grot bomber. So the Grot bomber is 28 points. I hate to think what this does. So it's all the same stats, pretty much. Actually, the quad big shooters are 8400. So it is a class bomber. And Grot bombs. Front, left side, front, right side. Oh, pretty. Damage of the 2+, 1 ammo. Anonymous weapon. Extra damage and a 4+. Oh, the beast. So they're suicidal grots taking out them. I think it just lets loose and that's it. There's no range, it's just unlimited. It just detaches the grot and fires from the wing. Oh, it's so funny. All players must love them. It's a lovely looking model as well. All the models here are fantastic. They're really, really good. So here we go. So you've got if the orcs are on the defensive, they've got a flak platform. So they've got structure 2, firepower 8, 4, and then 2, damage 5+. Effective altitude is 2. Ground to air force. Yep, okay. Okay. Structure of 2, firepower 221, damage 4+, effective altitude, ground air force. Extra damage 6+. So that's the flak cannon for them. So there you go. We've got the Orc Aces, Da Black Baron. Now his handling is a 3+, which is a lot better, and min speed of 3. It looks like. Let's have a look at this. Let's have a look at the Dakar jet. No, min speed is 4. Min speed is 3, so it's a bit more agile. Okay, a bit more flexible with this aircraft. So here we go. It's all the same stats pretty much as the normal Dakar jet, but it's called the Vulture. So here we go. Fighter Ace. Da Black Baron. When targeting an enemy aircraft with air-to-air fire, this aircraft may reroll any of the firepower dice that roll a 1 to hit. Oh wow, that is pretty good actually. Oh, it says here eliminated. Does that mean he's dead? I think he's dead. I think he's dead in the narrative. Let's double check if any of the Imperial Aces have been shot. No, I think he's been slain. But anyway, you can still use him in game. And then you got the tooth cracker. Then you got strategic bomber. So the aircraft is the big burner. Throttle 2, max speed. Max speed 7. Let's compare the stats then. Max speed. Altitude. Throttle. Oh, throttle is 2. Yeah, so it's a bit faster because it's red. Structure 3. Yeah, okay. Next, so once per game, when making a bombing run, you may add 1 modifier to each of the firepower dice for enrolling to hit. Oh, that's good. It is really good, actually. Sky Boss Toothcracker. So there you go. Quick reference. Those are your tokens. These are all your ace maneuvers that you can use. And there you go. That's just a quicker overview of the aircraft that is featured in the Rynns War campaign book. And the aircraft in here are really, really cool. I like them all. Even though I collect Imperial Navy, it's good to know your enemy. So it's good to study what the enemy forces have. There's 1 or 2 changes that I would like to see Games Workshop do with regards to the changes that I'd like to have. Is in the game, when playing, the aircraft gets shot at really quickly, even though there is only 10 rounds, 10 turns in the game. So I think aircraft get shot at very, very easily. I think it should be more of a challenge to get them shot at. Maybe they should have like a jinx save or something like that, just to enhance the aircraft a little bit more. But other than that, the changes don't. There's not really much changes to do, in my opinion. So that's the only thing that I'd like to do. But other than that, the game itself is absolutely fantastic. So there you go. I'm going to be doing part 2 in the next series, in the next episode. And thank you very much, guys, for watching this quick book review on the Rynns World Air War. So there you go. Thank you to all the Patreons that support me. If you want to support me, do check out the link below or in the end credits. Thank you guys for your support on the Striking Scorpion 82 Plus channel as well. And if you want to be featured in a battle report featuring my Ultramarines and Imperial Guard, do check out my Patreon page, www.patreon.com/jbwargamer87. And if you want to get involved with my Aeronautica Imperialis, there is a video on my YouTube channel to get involved in our games of Aeronautica Imperialis. So specialist games are coming on the channel. I'm looking forward to it. And this is the first book review featuring the Aeronautica Imperialis rules, and I'm looking forward to doing part 2. So if you want to see that, do hit the like and subscribe button and hit the bell button so you won't miss it. So there you go. Thank you very much, guys. As always, happy wargaming, and thank you for watching.